Right guys, welcome back to Kit Car Direct and MK Sportscars. We're going to start off in the workshop here. Well, it's Christmas Eve probably by the time you're watching this. So first of all, let's just say Merry Christmas. And I hope you're enjoying your time with your families and friends or whatever you're actually getting up to, whether you're even tinkering in the garage. Well, if you're tinkering in the garage, maybe you're getting ready for next spring. Well, there's another little product that we've developed. I'm going to show you this one. It's this. Now, a lot of you have got the windscreen packs now, seem to be a very popular choice, especially if you've got a road going car. This little side wing deflector that pops on with the standard hinges that run on the door, so you can run your door as you would normally, side door, you can take them off and then put on a separate set of hinges here. These just slot into place, pop in. It does stop some of the wind buffeting that you get without that on, because it pushes the air around you a bit more. So they are better. Here's a couple we made earlier. We've just been making these today. Pretty simple design and format. It's very thick. It's like 6mm thick polycarbonate, so it's quite strong in that respects. The hinges go in. This little recess here is done so that this tucks up just behind the windscreen, so you get no through draft cutting through there. Really smart, very easy to fit. You can store them behind somewhere if you wanted to. They're only small and simple, but yeah, they're available on the website now. We've got a couple of pets in stock, but it'll be shipping in the new year now because Christmas is rolling around. But if you're getting ready, and it's another little feature for you, these ones we've done as mock-up on the demo car, worked really well. We tried them out, certainly up to legal speed limit 70 miles an hour, absolutely no dramas, all work particularly boo. Of course, if you're doing 120, we haven't checked that, so maybe have a little speed check before you go out there if you're on track doing 120, not on the road, on the track. But yeah, nice little product, and we're going to move on to something else now. Okay, talking about another new product. Well, this is in production now, or just finalising it on. It's a new upright that we're doing. A billet version, again, slightly changed differently. Mainly develop it for the Cup 200 car we have. It's an interchangeable one, so this particular upright here can have the brake caliper on this side, or on this side, the bolt-ins are it, so it's interchangeable from left to right. Got a new drop link for the steering arm, which takes into account and helps with some of the bump steer. An M14 basically rose joint, which is this one, which we use in a Cup car, mounts onto here, onto the top one, and the standard ball joint on the bottom. In here is the axle that goes through to the billet hub using our 265mm disc. In here, this particular one, the axle is normally round. We've actually got two flats on it as well, so it helps with locating and stopping the axle rotate on itself and trying to undo the nut, which has then been recessed as well. We've recessed the washer in here, so nice and thin. And what we're on with right now, well, we're making bracketry for this. This is going to be the wing stays. For this, he's going to be designing these. These are going to be the wing stays that will drop in mounting onto 3 or 4 locations, much stronger. Again, laser cut part this will be, goes in, and they'll be mounted on there, ready to go and be interchangeable as well. This is going to be on for a 7-inch wheel that we're making at the moment for the Cup 200 cars. They need to be a bit more quick change, because we know what I mean, it's racing, accident happens. So need to be able to change it pretty quick as well. But 7-inch wheel, it'll run out of that with a 185 tyre, and that's going to be standing across the range anyway. And then if you're running a Sport 200 or like we're building here, then it'd be the same principle and same style of wing stay in that. But if you're running a different offset of wheel, of course, if you're running bigger, like 8-inch or something, that's not something we do, but we could look into that as well. So yeah, it's another little product, and that's looking really shiny in silver, but guess what? They're going to be anodised black. So just to be a bit more a modern twist. Right, here we are guys with the Black Panther. Yes, we're on with this still, working away. We've been making up the wing stays. They've all been made up here. The wing has been bonded on. This is the new carbon wings that are bonded onto this one. Camera's on with running the cabling in for the side indicator. But I've got one on the bench there because we thought we'd take it off and show you, because I know you like a little bit. How do we bond them on? Well, this is a carbon one, and here's the wing stay, all attached. We've done the first fix to show you really. So on the first fix here, we drill in 3 holes that are there, put a nice big strong bead on it on both sides. We fit it onto the vehicle then, and then push the wing over it, so that, and we leave it overnight. And then the first fix, what it does, it pushes through these, gives it a much stronger fixing on both of these. The first fix is the most important one. The second fix then, we'll go in with the gun. Now, the adhesive that you use, we use all various different ones, but I think Cameron's left it around here somewhere. Where's he put it? There it is. We use this one here. It's called a Bond and Seal. It's a power bond one by Worth, very strong. That's you can use other ones, other brands are available. The stuff that we use is a proven solution, does work for us. We then go in, we run beads over the top, then with a rubber glove, fairy liquid, other brands available as well, of course. If you've got the fairy in your hand, it will smooth over and give you a nice contact patch over the top. And then pretty much they're fit and forget then. It's really good. Then this cable, we run it along, which is Cameron's doing on the other side. It runs along. This is for the indicators for IVA. The indicators are in there for the side repeater. Race car, not required, but if you're doing it, we run the cable, this twin cable, right the way through and up, and then it will come into the loom. So talking about on this car, on the loom and everything else is what we've been wiring the ECUs in. All the wiring's pretty much gut. This is fuel lines have gone in now. We've got the fuel pressure sender to go in here. Most of that's done. Brake pots are in, bled up, etc. as well. Wing stay, both sides have been done. We've taken that one off just to do the final fit on it as well. Conduit and all of this. So if you're doing IVA stuff, we run all the main powers leads that run at the start here from the battery in conduit. Fuel line's got to be tied up again into here, and then this car really is going to be, well, it's definitely, probably won't be into Christmas because it's very close now, but certainly in the new year this will be fired up. We hear this Hayabusa breathe itself into life pretty quickly. So yeah, looking forward to that. Cracking on, well, as soon as we can, ready for the Black Panther in the new year. Right, here we are on the K20 time. Well, this is hashtag Simon's Car. If you subscribe and you watch each week, you would have seen this one when we first built it. It's come back in for a few little winter jobs. First one is we've taken the exhaust system off. The manifold's gone off because that's gone off to be black. Basically, it's got to get ceramic coated, zir coated, whichever way you want to call it. Come in then for a spanner check as well. Indicators to be recessed back in. You didn't want them poking out like the longer stalks on them as well. And then a couple other little jobs, which is battery kill switch. So if you're storing your car over winter and you've got an immobiliser, alarms, we know they drain the batteries. So if you've got a trickle charger, fantastic. If you want to save the electricity, looking after the pennies a little bit, then put a battery kill switch in, which we've done on Simon's here. We've mounted it under here so it's easy accessible. Shuts the power off to the battery. We use the Odyssey PC680s, and I know if you shut them off and you can leave them for months on end and then turn it back on and it'll power up. So it just cuts all the circuits. You might have power drains. You don't know. If you do a drop voltage check on your battery, you might see if you've got power drains, but certainly with the immobiliser, it will take power from the battery. And if you're storing it for 3-4 months now and you go out there and you haven't had a trickle charge, you go to start it for the first time in the spring and your battery's dead, hopefully the battery will take a charge, but B, it could be costly and replace it. So for the sake of fitting one of these, which we do on every race car, but not on road cars necessarily, then it's worth attending to. So that's another little job. And there's a couple of other little niggly things, spanner checks, bit of a cleaning detail, and then this will be ready for him to rock and roll in the springtime. Right, from one K20 to another, hashtag Colleens Car. Been rolling along with this. Electrics, these have all gone in. Josie's been working on those. We've got lots of wiring to do for this, having a blink stop in here with the little wireless buttons on the indicators, horn, high beam, etc. All of that's gone in. Exhaust system's gone on. He's finally buttoned that up and, well, went for the first fire up. And did she run? Right, yeah, so she's all running now, so with little fire up just to test her really, make sure it all works, etc. as well. One of the other little jobs was we've maintained and done the standard oil cooler system. So oil cooler or heat exchanger, whichever you want to call it. This is running that on there with just a filter running plumbed into our system. Now on Simon's car, this one here, we've got a remote oil cooler, so you can put a sandwich plate in here if you want to, and then run the cables up to the front, and we run like a 19-row oil cooler. So if you're going a bit more heavier with your road use or a lot more track use, maybe you might want to put an oil cooler on, but certainly for road use, this is how it's fitted in the car. So it's more than sufficient. It will do more than what we need it to do, keeping it cool, warming it up, etc. as well. That then links round into here. We've got the alternator, we've got the front end completely on, the wing stays have been bonded on, same as we showed you on the other car there, do the same process. Cross-drilled and grooved brakes with the wheel woods on, and the ProRace 1.2, which look slick. Look at that, spinning like a boss. It's like a roulette table. So yeah, that links in the cooling system for the radiator. It comes down to here. We've got little Davis Craig EWP115. That's controlled by the ECU. So again, if you're shutting it off, you can let it run a little bit longer and help cool the engine down. Sometimes they give you a little bit more horsepower as well, because it's not running off of the engine, it's running off of here, so you can gain a few horsepower. But yeah, super clean installation. The ME360 ECU Gen 2 is what's going to be powering all of that and control that at the same time. So yeah, loading along. This is getting ready. Springtime, basically, for this customer they're looking for. So plenty of time for having this. This will be way done before then if necessary, but springtime is the goal for the customer for this one to be finished. So yeah, rock and roll. Can't wait to see this one motor out. We know they make about 230 horsepower. It's a great number. Drives fantastic. So if you're looking to get in a K20, you want to come down and see this one in build, come in the factory, we're here. Right, here we are, RX5 time, Mazda build that's here, hashtag Barker as we will call it, shall we say. Well, we've been on with refurbishing the front uprights. These have gone in, cut the ABS sensors off. Bearings, this comes as one complete hub bearing with the studs in and everything else. It's worth doing, guys. Refurbishing it, it feels gaunchy anyway. It's just much easier to do it now rather than afterwards once you've built your car and then you find out it's not working. So all the front ends in, steering rack, suspension, rockers, steering columns in with a collapsible column. Collapsible column here, it's got a spline shaft. It's worth it, it's needed for IVA. You also need a collapsible boss on the steering wheel up here, so two forms of it as well. It's just a safety thing. You can put them on race cars as well. It's not a problem, it doesn't have to be just road cars. Yeah, and moving along into the back here, the panels have been cut, they've been taken off, they'll be doing final fit because they've been trimmed. Onto the rear uprights, so all of that's been refurbished, painted up, etc. Rear calipers done, taking out the pads because calipers, these were the pads that are in there, you're not going to be putting those in. We go to Mintex here, 11144 compound pads, nice for much better, softer braking, better on the handbrake efficiency for the IVA test because you need 18% of the value of the vehicle weight and everything else. Braking performance for the handbrake, they work really well with the lever that's on there. So yeah, this is another little project cracking along and another little springtime one ready to get ready. Right, chassis time, well, we're getting, well, just the last one collected today actually for the before Christmas shutdown, etc. That's been going out. Lucky hashtag Gareth's getting that and he's going to be cracking on that. Again, I think he's aiming for a sort of summertime build as well. We've got a couple more here that are going out into the new year. Left-hand drive and right-hand drive, cup cars as well as RX5 build cars. These are all getting the kits ready and pulled together. We'll crack on with those. But if you want to get yourself in the queue or know where you are, we're up on this side here. And if you want to get there into 2023 and you want to start building your dreams, then hook us up on a phone call and email or come down and visit us here in the workshop and we can talk you through the process. Right, well, I suppose it's Merry Christmas, guys, and a Happy New Year. I can't wait for 2023. Now, we've loved doing this, what we do each week for 2022. Now, if you want to see something different, you want to see more test drives, more technical knowledge, more anything about what we do, less of me maybe even, and more of someone else, then we can see what's going on. Then put your comments below and we'll see what we can do to accommodate you. Or if we're happy to do whatever, but we're trying to share with you what goes on in here and whatever you like to see, we will feed back. That's not a problem at all. If you want to get yourself building one of these cars, whether it be a factory build car or whether it be one like in kit form that was collected today, you want to build at home and start building your dreams, then hook us up here, phone call, email, or as I said, come down at the factory here. We can talk you through the process and start you on your journey. That's it for this week, guys. Merry Christmas. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll catch you next year.